Welcome into another edition of Flight Control. As always, I'm Andrew Mossbrooks, and we are joined by rookie forward Thomas McConvey. And T-Mac, you got a chance to get your first taste of Bandits Knighthawks lacrosse in the NLL. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was kind of what we expected. You know, big rivalry here in upstate New York. So kind of grew up watching some of these games on TV and stuff, and knew that the physicality was going to be there, and it definitely didn't disappoint in that facet.
You said physicality. I'm going to go right there because you're living proof of it a little bit right now. Got a little chip on your tooth. This was an intense game. I'm curious. You know, nobody was letting up on anybody. Do you kind of get into the chippiness ever? Do you like to mix it up, or do you stay a little more reserved?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fighter, not in that element, but I do like to get a little physical, move some bodies around on offense, have some good hard picks, get guys open. You know, I like to take a hit sometimes, get you into the game, get you kind of feeling that the adrenaline, and get you into the game. So I don't mind the physicality, and obviously that game was a good example of that.
You said you're not a fighter. Tyler Biles was. What do you think of that scrap?
Yeah, it's a good fight. That was our good first fight of the year, so good for him for stepping up, and always love those guys doing that out there for us.
You know, I feel like games like that can bring out the best in some people. It looked that way when looking at your performance on the floor. 2 goals, 7 points, most points you've had in a game. I know it's early this season, but what was your level of confidence like as that game kind of went on?
Yeah, we're getting deeper into the season, so a lot more comfortability out there with the guys, a lot more chemistry out there on offense. You know, Lansbury coming in, he's getting used to it now. Obviously Smith, Fields, those guys are unbelievable. So I think we're kind of starting to find our groove offensively, and we got to kind of keep building on those things. And I think just as a collective, we're just kind of clicking, and I think we got to continue with that and keep taking steps forward. And
you talk about finding your groove, but of course you have to do it through another bye week. There's a lot of these early on this season, it seems, for the Knighthawks. I'll ask you a two-parter. One, what do you do to get away from the game when you have that little bit of time off? But also, what are you doing to make sure that you're game ready, staying in shape, and keeping care of the body?
Yeah, there's definitely a healthy balance between rest and obviously rust. So you obviously want to keep the stick in your hand as much as possible. Keep throwing the ball, keep working out, keep your body in that top form. But you know, there's also an element where you're kind of resting and recovering, making sure that you're not pushing it too far forward, where as the bye weeks go by, you're kind of getting ready for the next game. So we're kind of definitely balancing that out, and but you definitely want to keep your stick in your hand as much as possible, so you're not rusty out there, and you're keep going when you get ready to go here.
Oh, like we said, the Knighthawks are idle in Week 8, but they are back at it January 27th in Halifax. It's a Week 9 matchup against the Thunderbirds, and we'll be back to talk about it next time on Flight Control.